This is that motherfucking podcast that asks men and women grown folks questions most are afraid to motherfucking ask. Hell yeah, it's going down in this bitch. What up, though? East side? Hell yeah. West side? Stand up.
Hell yeah.
Going down.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Wanna know podcast.
Hell yeah.
Wanna know.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, we wanna know podcast.
Hell yeah.
The hottest new podcast.
Well, hell yeah.
Asking questions that nobody asks.
Hell yeah.
Asking questions that the streets wanna know.
Hell yeah.
Go and tell them this your new favorite show.
Hell yeah, what up, though? It's your boy SLK, single letter K, and this is the Hell Yeah, We Wanna Know podcast, featuring my black ass. What's good, my people? Tap in. Hopefully everybody doing well, staying healthy and safe out there. What's good? We live in this motherfucker, tap in. This is that podcast that asks men and women, grown folks questions most are afraid to ask. And you know, the streets wanna know, so we definitely gotta ask. Hell yeah, tap in. As y'all can see, we do have a special guest on deck, but don't forget, before we get into him, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. If y'all watching on YouTube, y'all watching on Facebook, hit that follow button. It ain't that hard. The shit is free. You know what I'm saying? Tap in with me. Again, this is that podcast that asks men and women, grown folks questions most are afraid to ask. And so definitely tap in. As y'all can see, we do have a special guest in the motherfucking building tapping in. Also, before I get into that, Redfin TV, tap into that. I'm streaming on there Sunday nights. Monday nights, I'm tapping in on you know what I'm saying, Total Entertainment Radio. So tap in, make sure y'all subscribe. You know what I'm saying, drop down on those podcast links and shit. Tap in with me and shit. As I do have a special guest in the building with me tonight, you know what I'm saying? It's my guy from back in the day, but he been doing his thing. All right, major and shit. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? He is a comedian, he is a podcaster, you know what I'm saying, a barber, an entrepreneur, and a storyteller, you know what I'm saying? This is the famous, you know what I'm saying, Stephon Terrell. What up, though? Hell yeah, what up, though? Yeah, how you doing, bro? Everything good?
Yeah, man, hey, everything is wonderful, man. Just set up, Hell Yeah, What Up podcast. I'm excited, and I'm balanced in my nerves. Like, this is different. I'm in a different spot.
Right, fella. I feel you. You know,
uncharted territory.
We're gonna have you nice and comfortable around this month.
I'm comfortable too, though. I ain't gonna lie. Exactly. I'm real comfortable.
Right, but that's what's up. We're gonna jump right in. Tell the people about yourself and shit. What's going on with you.
Okay, so my name is Stephon Terrell. I am a entrepreneur, entertainer, community activist, and I just do a number of things that, you know, that I passionately love to do. Okay. I wake up in the morning and I love the life that I live.
Right.
And I respect it and I accept it. The things that perceptionally might look weird, I just learn how to accept it and go with the flow.
Right. That's what's up. I feel that. That's what's up. So let me see. We're gonna start off the rip, you know what I'm saying, about your comedian journey. You know,
okay.
Comedian journey. Let's start from the beginning. How did you get into the, you know what I'm saying, comedic aspect?
Okay. All right. So since we're gonna go there.
Hell yeah, what up though, Rhonda?
Since we're gonna go there, and you know me from my childhood.
Right.
It started there.
Okay.
You know, my dad and him being just an energetic guy in the
church.
Elenton Missionary Baptist Church. Elenton Missionary Baptist Church on the east side, St. Charlotte, Georgia. And my dad was just an entertaining person, you know, just a real chill, but he just was the life of the party and wasn't even trying to be.
Right.
So I just kind of just love my dad so much. I watched him just be a great person, and him singing on the mic and doing all that stuff. And him not only singing, the comedic part of him, he'll be singing songs and, you know.
Exactly.
So that was kind of the start of it, you know, then just kind of speed it up. I just grew up just being a funny, the class clown, but also smart. My daddy said, I don't give a fuck how much you clown that motherfucker, you better do your work.
Flat out, right. Real talk.
Get kicked out of class, at least get kicked out with your work done.
Exactly, flat out, real talk.
So, you know, but then I'm like, I'm just not even gonna get kicked out of class.
Right.
You know, I'm a clown, but not enough to get kicked out. Make sure I blur the lines enough, you know, so I learned how to be a class clown, yet very helpful to the teacher, rocking the teacher, learning how to talk like the teacher, all that stuff, and it also helped me to learn the material real fast. And I'll be wanting to memorize what the teacher said the other day,
Right.
so I can say it in class.
Okay.
So,
right.
But teachers was appreciating it because the teachers say, "Stefan, get up and say what I just said."
Exactly. Right.
So just the influence of knowing that joy and laughter,
Right.
and it helped so many situations. I remember in 5th grade, diffusing a fight
Right.
because I was just making jokes.
Okay.
And I was saying, hey, if y'all get into a fight, we can't play the basketball game.
Flat out. Right.
Because y'all gonna get kicked out. We got a team to go beat for the championship.
Right.
And they gonna remember this. If the people who went to Cooper Elementary School, Will, you went to Cooper, right?
Hell yeah.
So hell yeah. And I was just like, man, and you bigger than him.
Right.
He faster than you.
Right.
So, but if he grab you, it's over. But if he hit you with the fast punches, you might fall.
Right.
Both of y'all might be embarrassed, and we don't want that to happen. So I was just kind of talking, people was laughing and stuff like that. So confused it. Then I went to college. And my grandmother had she was making her transition to go to heaven. And I was very close to my grandmother. My grandmother used to keep me out of trouble.
Right.
Well, not out of trouble. I was almost kind of like some Dennis the Menace type of stuff, kind of doing everything, trying to figure out how stuff worked, taking stuff apart, all that type of stuff, helping fix, clean up, all that type of stuff. But, just gabbing, talking, making jokes all the time, and sometimes going overboard because my dad used to do it with my mom. And I kind of picked up the trade a little bit. She'd be upset, and my dad would just be so calm. And he said, "Baby, why you upset?"
Flat out.
Did I make you mad? So how does that make you feel? Let me get out a pen. All that little stuff. So that helped me learn how to use comedy. And so I said, "Dad, why you be joking with my mom like that?" He said, "Because I ain't about to yell back."
Right, exactly.
And plus, she be right.
Flat out, right.
She be right. So I'm like, oh, okay. So just learning those things. And then, like I said, I went to college, and I was taking a creative writing class.
Okay.
And I went to Alabama A&M.
Right.
And my grandmother was transitioning. And for some reason, because I was used to going to funerals and stuff like that at Eagleton because I used to play the drums.
Right.
So I used to see this all the time.
Exactly.
Hey, I see y'all when but this one was different because it was close.
Of course, right.
So I had a hard time just kind of understanding the transition, like why this person, of all people, this person used to keep me out of to tell my mama not to touch me.
Right.
She, just so many things that was happening on earth that I just really appreciated. And it's like, just about to say, so I went to the creative writing class, and this teacher, I don't remember his name. All I remember is this. Long story short, the man said, first day of class, because this was the third day of class that I found out. First day of class, he said he came in, he said, "Hey, this is a writing class. We don't talk, we write. If you have a question, you're gonna write it down. You're gonna bring it up to me. This is a writing class. We don't talk, you write. The only time you talk is when it's time to."
Right.
So everything, even if I don't even mind you talking to people passing notes.
Right.
But so it's a writing, so he got that concept all about writing. He said, if you're not writing, you're flunking.
Flat out.
He said, you can flunk this class in one day and your whole semester is done. So all I need you to do is write whatever's on your mind, whatever. You can write A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You better just have a full piece of paper, 10 pieces of paper, A, B, C, D, F, G at the end.
Right. Okay.
And I might pick you to say what's on your paper.
Right.
So you might be saying that for 10 pages.
Right.
Third day, class. I didn't want to go to class. He said, it ain't no reason for y'all to flunk this class because all you got to do is write. I don't care what you write. I'll give you assignments sometimes, but I really just want you to write. I was trying to make up this whole excuse about I think class with my grandma.
Right.
I can't write.
Be emotional about it, right.
I'm talking about his emotional intelligence. He had no feelings, bro. He looked at me, he said, because I'm telling you, I went to the door, I went to the class, we're about to go into class. He said, when you walk in here, have your paper out and your pen.
Right, exactly. Right.
When you walk in, I want to see that.
I want to see what it is, right?
So I'm like, I can't write. I had a tear on my paper and everything. I'm like, he's like, what's wrong? He's like, oh, you're going to have some good stuff to write about. Don't even tell me. I'm like, no, I got to tell you because I don't really think I'm going to come to class today. He's like, oh, you're going to flunk your class? I said, no, I'm not going to flunk. He said, yes, you will. If you don't come in here and write, you're going to flunk. Whatever's on your mind, I need you to write about it.
Flat out. Okay.
He said, you a funny guy. He said, you're a funny guy. Try to think about some happy stuff. Whatever you're thinking about. I don't even want to know. Write it down.
Flat out.
He said, matter of fact, write about everybody else. You seem like you can just write some comical stuff. Just find a way to, but if you can't, write your emotions.
Okay.
But I'm not going to sit up here and talk to you about it.
Right.
Because I need you writing.
Okay.
You about to flunk the more you talk to me. I hear you, so boom, sat down,
Right.
writing. I started writing funny things about people in the class.
Okay.
One girl was over there writing, and then she slid down a little bit, which was odd to me. I said, oh, she slid down. And then she smacked her nose a little bit, just like itch.
Right.
I said, oh, wow, she's scratching her nose.
Okay.
I said, oh, she's looking around the class. Why is she looking around the class? Oh, then she be like this.
I knew that
Right.
was good. I knew that was
So I had to write it down. What I wrote was, I was like, oh, she rimmed it. So now I'm laughing in my mind like, oh,
Right.
she rimmed it. And
Okay.
she's looking around like nobody's seen her.
Right.
But I seen you rim it.
Yeah, right. I picked the technique. Right.
Right. But I'm laughing. I put ha ha ha. She's a booger girl.
Right.
Then I said, I wonder if she's going. Oh, she's doing it again. She's digging for gold. Wow.
Right. Exactly.
Did she not just roll it in her fingers? So I'm like, she better not eat it. She's still rolling it, and if she eat it,
Oh no.
I'm going to flunk this class because I'm going to laugh.
Right.
She's looking around. She ate it. I'm never going to look at her again. I thought she was cute. She is not as cute as she was. She's still pretty, but she's not cute, and she eats her boogers.
Right.
Oh no.
Nasty.
I'm never touching,
Right. Exactly.
no. I said, but this is funny though. Wow. And by the end of the class, by the time I looked up, he hit his little bell. I said, oh. And he said,
Right.
He said, you feeling better. He gave me, I know you feeling, because he could tell.
Exactly.
He was watching
Your
me.
energy was different.
He was watching me the whole time.
Right.
So what he does randomly, he picks people to,
Right.
and you gotta say what's on the paper.
Okay.
And he also speeds reads.
Okay.
So he take the paper, he look at it.
Right.
Go ahead and say what's on the paper. He did mine. He said, he looked at the girl. I said, because first of all, he said, who am I going to pick today? I said, I try to go back in the sad mode because grandma, right? I said, I know he ain't going to pick me because dog just, he just helped me out to get my mind back in order. I'm looking away. I'm like, I try to, facing it,
Right.
trying to go into full.
He's like, no.
Remember, he's emotional intelligent.
Right.
He said, Stefan took the paper, did the speed read.
Wow.
He did one chuckle, but you ain't see him laugh.
Okay, but you heard it. Definitely.
I'm like,
right.
And I looked at him. I said, "You're gonna make me read this?" He said, "Yeah, yeah, you gotta read it." So I'm reading it, and I say everything that's on the paper. And I got to the point I said, "She don't think nobody looking." So everybody started looking around. So then I started looking at people looking around. I'm looking like, damn, everybody was thinking for boogers, because everybody all the girls kind of like, "You talking about me?"
Right.
Did he see me?
Right.
So I'm not making eye contact with the girl. I'm not making eye contact. I'm looking at everybody else but her, which made it obvious. I'm like, damn.
Right.
So-
Exactly.
So long story short, I said she rimmed it, went down to and I wrote, and I had to say it exactly how I wrote it. You gotta say.
You gotta put the emphasis.
So when I
on
put, oh my God, I put, My God.
Right.
She's a booger eater. Wow. And I'm so embarrassed for her. Everybody dying. He laughing.
Right.
But from there, he saved me out the class. He was like, man, I don't know what you got, but you sure are funny.
That's what's up.
He said, I don't know if you need to be a comedian or what, but you did a great routine. She was laughing too.
Right.
She laughed.
She couldn't even get it finished.
She bust out laughing. She was like, "You caught me!"
Right.
So, but I was able to not.
Nasty.
It was still nasty. And she came over to me. She's like, "I'm like,
Right.
I'm glad you took it the right way, but go wash your hands.
Right.
But
Exactly.
you have not washed your hands yet.
Flat out.
Do not." So he told me that we went out on spring break or college. I had no money to come home because I didn't make a mistake, but I spent all the early refund money.
Right.
And I
Right.
told my mom I didn't. I was supposed to have $182 for my flight. And I spent it.
Of course. Right.
Everything.
Right. Of
So
course.
she said, well, guess what you're going to do? You're going to stay on campus for the whole
Duration of
Alabama A&M was a very small school, but it's a very nice school.
the. Right.
It was only 3 people in my dorm. Me, my boy Minka from Detroit, and this other guy.
Right.
We don't know him. I'm upset because I gotta be here.
Right.
He chilling. He like, cool. I don't care, man. I'm glad I ain't going back home because anywhere is better than home. That was his thing.
Exactly.
He like, I don't care. I told my mama I'm not coming home. You want to go home? I'm not coming home. So he helped me to. She's like, man, you got freedom, man. You do what you want to do. Whole camp is yours. I'm like, yeah, but ain't no girls here. We saw this guy who said that he was going to spring break. Remember when MTV was?
Yeah, don't let you know that. Right.
He said, now this dude, he wasn't trying to brag, but he bragged. Hey man, my mom just bought me a new Ralph Lauren suitcase with the hole and the bed set with the drawers and.
Right.
Nigga, I got a sleeping bag that I had since 7th grade up in college.
Right.
So what about y'all? So he's like, hey man, guys, I'm going to the spring break. You guys going? Nigga, you know none of us ain't going to spring break in Cancun. He said, okay, I'm going to shout you guys out and you're going to see me and it's going to be freaking awesome. Fucking awesome. We like, fuck you, nigga. We don't care.
Right.
He went, got on camera, and said, guys, I did it. I told you guys. He black, but you kind of whitish.
Right.
I'll be like, I got upset, thought about what the teacher said. He like, man, whenever you get sad, whenever you get upset, whenever you get triggered, think of something funny immediately.
Right.
Think of something funny immediately.
Right. That's what's up. So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When was your first time on stage?
First time on stage was in a professional way,
Or
or
professional, right?
after I left from college, after I started doing a comedy at school.
Okay.
After that, I started doing little small shows at school in my dorm room, and it was growing to a big crowd. I came home to Coco's House of Comedy.
Nice.
Coco's House of Comedy.
Shout out to Coco's House of Comedy.
Shout out to Coco's House of Comedy right on Jefferson.
Hell yeah.
And I was so confident. I was so confident because I had built my fan base down in Alabama, all these teenagers
Exactly.
coming into the quad to see me perform my material.
Right.
20, 30, 40 kids.
How long was your set?
It was like 30, 40 minutes because I had memorized it.
Okay, right.
And I was the one to do number talking about church, playing drums, getting in trouble,
Right.
everything that was happening in my life.
in
So it
your
was
life,
easy
right.
for me to just kind of.
Okay, right.
So I never had to make up jokes. I never had to,
Okay, right.
So it was just kind of what was happening. So I did, but what happened was they had amateur night.
Okay.
The first time I went up, they had what's called, they didn't boo you. They ring their keys. Right? They ring their keys.
Right.
Mind you, I have built my fan base. I'm big.
Right.
I'm Stefan. I'm from here, but I'm down there. I'm a comedian now. I went on stage. I do not know what happened. I had my whole 40 minutes. I only had to do 3 minutes.
Right.
And in boxing, that's a long time.
Hell
In
yeah.
the bedroom, it can kind of be. It's great if you make it great. If you can do it 3 minutes, it's great.
It's on the bottom, right?
You can perform it the right way. You can
Hell
imagine.
yeah.
So anyway, I went up there, bro. Totally froze. Called me on stage, grabbed the mic. I'm like, I said, hell yeah. Yeah. Ha. And I heard the first key.
Oh shit. Right.
And
That was the motivation.
No, it was more brain farting.
Oh.
Then I heard the other key. Then I heard 3 keys. Nigga, somebody threw their keys up there. The dude said, hey, listen, you getting off the stage now, because that's your boo. That's
Right,
how you
right.
get booed. He said, listen, when you leave off stage, bring my keys back, because you done. You done. I just put the mic down.
Right.
On stage.
Bless.
From that, long story short, the next 3 weeks, that next week, I was able to do 1 minute.
Okay.
I was able to get 1 minute out before I got keyed.
Okay.
And that next week, I did my whole 3-minute set. And I was trying not to get off stage. And they were like, no, come on, nigga. You did it.
Flat out.
You passed.
Right, you passed the test. Right.
Because it's 3-minute sets.
Right.
That's how that was my first transition on stage.
Okay.
It get kind of crazy though from there.
Right. I can just imagine being on stage as a comedian. I can.
And I had a crazy choice to make.
Right. Right. So, what's your process as far as creating a joke? How does that go?
Well, like I said, just being able to kind of talk.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just, I used to write. At first I started writing because of the writing class.
Okay.
And then when I got back to Detroit and I got booed. And
Detroit will boo your cool ass.
Oh,
You do something
my God.
right. They'll let your ass know. Hell yeah.
and I got booed, I said, you know what? I gotta just be myself because that's all my own material. I just gotta be myself.
Right.
So I was like, you know, I'm gonna just go in there and just kind of freestyle, but just think about the stuff that I already know.
Okay.
And I said, but you gotta think of something that's quick. So I just wrote. I didn't write it, but I wrote it in my mind. I said, okay, I'm gonna talk about my childhood, the one joke in my childhood. I'm gonna talk about the one joke when they booed me last week,
Right.
and I'm gonna talk about getting off stage quick.
Wow, okay. Yeah. That's a nice little rotation right to get it up. Boom, boom, boom. Right.
And I said, what am I gonna say? So I was saying what I was saying what I was saying. So I said, I can just freestyle.
Right.
So shout out to my boy Roger Campbell, one of the first guys to put me on. And if we want to talk about the first people to really kind of put me on back then, this was in 1999.
Okay.
Well, 2000. This was in 2000.
Okay. Right.
So my process was just in my mind thinking of what it is that I wanted to say. And a lot of times I would use what was happening. I would know that I would observe what was going on around there, maybe kind of see what people was talking about,
Right.
see some people who I knew or whatever the case before I went on stage.
Right.
Maybe have a joke that would compliment or totally fucking destroy the place where we at. You know, to kind of get people comfortable,
Exactly.
and then it would flow from there.
Exactly.
So it would flow from there. So I really never really wrote them down.
Right.
I would write like bullet points and stuff like that.
Okay, I got you. Right. I feel you. That's the way I do a lot of times with the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Right now, key points.
Yeah.
And then just be able to go from, freestyle from the
Right.
key points. That's
Right.
what's up. That's what's
Right.
up. So what you think about the current state of comedy now? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot, for the last few years, unfortunately, y'all have been censored a lot, saying a lot of shit that is offensive to a lot of people, unfortunately, with the sensitive ass skin we have in 2025 or more, you know what I'm saying? But how do you feel the current state is now, you know what I'm saying? Especially after, you ever see that Tom Brady roast?
I saw pieces of it, like shorts of it.
Right, okay. Well, you see how they was just going in and unfiltered?
Yeah.
And you think that's good for comedies or should it
Yeah.
still be unfiltered like it was?
Well, so the state of comedy, I would say the state of comedy is at a place where there's so many ways to deliver it. There's so many it's censored ways,
Right.
and you like for me, like how I'm starting to put my business together now. If you booking me to come to your church,
Right.
I can give you a whole church comedy clean set.
Right. Okay.
If you book me to come to your after party where the strippers at,
Hell yeah.
I can talk, and you gon'
Talk that shit.
talk that shit. You know. So the state for me in comedy is wide open.
Right.
There is a lot of like media censorship,
Okay.
but when you start to live in your freedom,
Okay.
you know what I mean. You really start not giving a fuck about the censorship part. But and then so in the lane I'm in with working with youth and stuff like that.
Okay.
I try to be conscious of that when I put out my comedy in social media and stuff like that.
Right.
I try not to make it too sexual,
Vulgar, right.
not too vulgar and stuff like that. I try to make the same points without cussing type.
Exactly.
But I've had a couple where I cuss a little bit. You know what I mean? So, but I think it's at a state where everybody can get in where they fit in if they find their lane, which is what I had to do in my brand of comedy.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's what's up. So you think what is best, performing like on stage or performing like for social media?
Oh,
what would be what I'm saying? What's the best one for you? What would you go with?
So when it comes to if you are doing it just for passion and just for love,
right?
There are people who like I know some comedians who have stayed on the local level. And they always go to open mic nights, and they just love to do it. They don't even get paid,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a hobby. It's a
exactly.
It's a passion. Whether it's funny or not, I'm fucking up or telling jokes. Oh, you want to book me? $2, you got me.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And then there's people who may be pursuing it as a career.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you are, but even on social media, you could just I drop a lot of videos. I'm trying to figure out the algorithm stuff to get the money, so I can wake up one morning with the check like, the hell yeah, what up, though?
Exactly, right.
But for now, I passionately love spreading joy, positive energy, great content and stuff like that. I think I sent you some.
Right.
But I love sharing that. So the two ways that you can go at it, if you can just be passionate, love it, just share it, or you can build an infrastructure and create some money ways through social media, or on stage, or both, or find a way in the middle and find your own little corner in the comedy market and not exploit it, but illuminate that, which is what I've done with how I do my comedy.
Right. Okay, y'all check out this quick clip of him online, Stefan online, talking this shit.
Wait for it. Ow! I tried to land.
I knew he wasn't gonna land that way. Them feet. Look at the feet. Look at the feet. I knew that off jump. No, it was the fist balled up and the explanation of I tried to land. Oh, we know what you tried to do, but you didn't. Why my man run away no, that pain. I don't want none of that pain and nothing that you just explained. I didn't watch it 19, 20, 30, 40. I don't know how many times I just watched that now.
Tried to land.
Just remember, he tried to land. He tried to land.
I tried to land.
Yeah. Y'all tap in with Stefan on all social medias. Where can they find you at, by the way, on social media?
So on Facebook it's Stefan Terrell.
Okay.
Instagram is Stefan Terrell TV. And TikTok is Stefan Terrell.
Okay. What about you? Are you on YouTube also?
YouTube, I do have YouTube, but I haven't been
pushing
promoting it.
Right.
So I'm learning that part too. So that's why I'm be picking your brain. You got everything in order.
I'm trying, bro. It's a slow process, but you know what I'm saying. But it's all good. You know what I'm saying. We're gonna definitely get it together. All right, let's jump into this podcasting real quick. So, what's the name of your podcast, and talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so the first podcast that I was able to be involved with and start was it's called Up to Score. Okay. Up to Score podcast. Okay. It's a youth-centered podcast that covers the culture of youth sports.
Okay.
Nice. Yep. And it just bridges that gap and illuminates the message of what's going on in the youth world.
Okay.
And now we've branched into a place where it's our third year, but we've connected with adults who used to be youth, and we talk about their stories,
Right,
that type of
right.
thing. So we connect that way with
Okay,
college and all that type of thing. So that's the first podcast, and now I've just been just encouraged to bring onto the brand a podcast that was centered around my business and just everything that's going on
Okay.
on Earth.
Flat out. Right. Okay. It's tapping base on everything.
Yeah. So that's the next move. So that's the next move.
Okay. So where can they find y'all at? What's the name of the podcast?
So the podcast Up the Score Network.
Up the
You
Score
can find it Up the Score Network on YouTube. You can find it on Up the Score Network, Up the Score Podcast on Instagram,
Okay.
TikTok. So it's all those channels,
Okay.
and we cover a lot of things. Like we cover this thing called Metro Detroit Racing, which is Tamaya Racing. It's remote control cars.
Really?
Yeah, and it's the cars that you just put the batteries in and you turn them on and they just go. So you just sit them down and they go. You put them in a track.
Right.
And
Straight up.
you got a whole.
Oh shit! Hold on, wait a minute. What? Hold on, that shit been popping up. Wait a minute. Y'all got an actual event or something? There's an event going on. They got race car tracks.
Yes, yeah. It's a whole league. He got
What?
a whole
Hell yeah! What?
and it's been going on for longer than it's been going on for years.
Right.
And we do, we cover those type of events and stuff like that. We
Right.
cover events and stuff like that. So it's a fun experience.
Oh, yeah. Definitely tap in with that. Okay, yeah. So I heard you a barber also. What's the life of a barber? And I heard you a traveling barber.
Yes.
Y'all looking for a traveling barber? Come on with that shit real quick.
Yeah, okay. So I am a barber. Express Cuts is my barbering line.
Okay.
Under Consolidated Consultant, which is the top, and my barbering brand is Express Cuts.
Nice.
Mobile barber, been doing that since I was 12.
Oh, damn.
I found my first pair of clippers in Eagleton in the church.
Flat
Yeah,
out.
my dad was
Church supply everything for y'all cool asses, by the way.
Yeah, for real. It's some components that's great.
Right.
My dad was a janitor. Somebody left clippers at the church.
Right.
They was there for 2 weeks. I was like, Dad, I really want to cut hair. He let me keep the clippers. I started, I got the clippers. I went over to my auntie house with the clippers in the book bag. Almost got hit by a car on Rome Street.
Right.
But it was my fault because I wasn't paying attention.
Right.
But it's Payne Landscaping. He owned Payne Landscaping.
Right.
And he was pulling in his yard. I was looking at an ice cream truck.
Flat out.
He had to swerve to miss me because I wasn't paying attention. And then it just dawned to me, like, I could be a mobile barber, baby. Yeah, I can. And then from there, I didn't start being a mobile barber.
Okay, that's all you were
because I was a kid, so I was
Right.
cutting at the house.
Okay.
And then when I became an adult and I got my license at 23,
Right.
I started saying I wanted to be one of my homeboys got shout out to my boy Clay. He had got shot in a butt,
Right.
and he became paralyzed, but he getting his motion back.
Right.
But from there, it just really dawned on me like that ain't. I want to be a mobile barber. I don't want to be in no barbershops anyway. Nigga, I'm getting shot for somebody else.
Right. Exactly.
Nigga, I ain't got nothing to do with it, and I'm getting shot for your ass. You messing with this woman? That ain't even. And he right. He should shoot your ass. But I don't need to get shot with you. Now, mind you, as a mobile barber, so I'm going to people's homes and stuff like that.
Well, I was getting ready to ask about that.
So that component, like I do all security measures for real. Like
Right.
I got a couple police buddies. I text them my location, let them know
Right.
where I'm at. First one, they already know what it is.
Right.
So I don't have to call them, and they already know,
Exactly
and
what it is. Right.
and then I also, like, before I even go to the crib, nigga, I'll ride around the whole block.
Flat out to make sure everything's there.
I ain't lying. I'm from Detroit, East Side, Van Dyke.
Hell yeah, you know what they
Niggas
know.
will be hiding in the chimney to get you.
Exactly.
So, but learning how to navigate that has been great. Barbering didn't just bless me.
Right. That's what's up. Let you meet all different type of people and everything.
Man, I met so many people, bro,
Yeah.
and encouraged so many people. I got a couple people who, my homeboy Sejan, he got his barber line, and he then took it to another level. I be watching his videos like,
Right.
so you take the.
Right, flat out, exactly.
I didn't even know that, nigga. I didn't even know that.
Right.
He could be going to classes and tours and This nigga cutting everybody here.
Right. That's what's
All
up.
right, so it's lucrative, a very lucrative business.
Right.
If a person aligned with that and they want to do it, it's very lucrative.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Tell everybody if y'all need a barber where they can reach you.
Okay, so you can reach me at 313-409-2391. Express Cuts, 313-409-2391. I will pull up on you, or you can pull up on me, and we put it together. I will send you a quote. You know, chat. I got my secretary, ChatGPT, so
flat.
everything's straight. Don't worry.
Exactly.
Then it's gonna be handled the right way.
You got you covered.
Deposit, all that. We gonna
He said we got it covered. Shit. That's what's up. Make sure y'all tap in because he is doing his thing.
for sure.
And you know what I'm saying? We do appreciate Stefan Terrell tapping in on the Hell Yeah We Want to Know podcast. You know what I'm saying? Now we about to flip the script to some other shit, the podcast questions.
Okay.
Y'all know
Wow,
how we do,
okay.
you know what I'm saying? And this is that podcast that asked me, wait a minute, hold up. A haircut could be a life-changing transformation. Oh, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? When I come out the barbershop, I can't even lie to you, Rhonda. Every time I come out the barbershop, I feel fresh and so clean. I mean, on my mama, on my hood, I look fly, look good regardless. But I'm saying that barber, you know what I'm saying, what they do to you, you know what I'm saying, for that 30 minutes to an hour that they fucking with your head, you know what I'm saying, transformation be something different.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You be looking rough through the rest of the week, all during the week.
For sure.
Come back weekend,
Rejuvenated.
ready to redeem yourself for the goods. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas be talking different after
Man, hell, after the haircut, it's the whole lifestyle change.
Niggas don't even smoke. Eyes slanted though.
Right. Exactly. More smoother and shit. Nigga be like,
So, I love that part about it though.
Right.
Being able to just recalibrate people and give
Exactly.
them an experience that have them feeling confident.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I know we ain't gonna stay on it too long. I got a nigga back in the crib, bro.
Flat.
The nigga started growing his dreads, started cheating on this girl. She like, it's some dreads. And he saying for years, because I started lining him up, like, nigga, she talking about my dreads making me cheat. No,
Right.
it's me. So she was like, if you don't cut your dreads, I ain't taking you back. He came over to the crib like, hey, nigga, I need you to cut my dreads.
Right.
She let him back in the crib. I cut him, got back in the crib. He was leaving out. He's like, thank you, bro.
Right.
And I was in the trash. The nigga came back. He said, let me get them dreads, though. I might have to pull them out. He did. So he got him. So he might then got him retwisted back.
Oh no. But yeah, right. She said cut away
Got the nigga back in the crib.
Right, exactly.
So
And that's how I be and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Ron, cutting away the negativity. You know what I'm saying? That's how I be. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Hell yeah, we're gonna jump into this first podcast question on deck. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely need y'all to chime in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? First question on deck. Can you be in love with two people at one time? Once again, can you be in love with two people at one time? Well,
Wow.
Give me what I need, baby.
that's being selfish off the real, but
Hell to the no, no. Hell no.
off the real, hell no.
No.
Ain't no motherfucker wearing hell God's green earth. I don't believe as a motherfucking 50-year-old plus man that anybody can be in love with two people at one time. In love. Like you might love two people, yeah.
Right.
But it's a major difference being in love. So you telling me your heart and your soul is divided into two people? If there's no fucking way in God's green earth, that shit can be possibly happen. Now you can probably tell me different. He might be able to tell me different, but ain't no way in my motherfucking mind that I know two people can be in love with the same. Well, you know what I mean? You can be in love with two people at one time. There's no fucking way. What you think, bro?
Well, I'm choosing to want to be in love with one woman. That's what I'm gonna say. For one.
Right.
Saying this to a polygamist,
But see again.
I don't know.
But are you truly? In love? I mean, you can be loving that person, being in a poly relationship. You know what I'm saying, with a person. But are you truly in love with that person? I mean, again, with two people, that's a hard.
That's a hard one. Though.
It's hard to love. What you say, Rhonda? It's hard to love a motherfucker. One person. I mean, truly in love with one person at one time. So
For sure.
I I've liked a lot of women. I've been in lust with a lot of women.
Okay.
But to be actually in love, it took my whole being inside to actually love that person.
You gotta focus in on that.
Exactly. So you focusing in on too many people at one time, that shit ain't gonna work.
Okay.
So I don't believe. Y'all
agree.
chime in the comment section.
I agree.
Y'all believe, you know what I'm saying, you can be in love with two people at one time? Me personally, hell no.
Yeah.
But again, it might be.
I'm gonna honestly just say no, because I first of all, that take time.
Right.
Love take time and stuff.
Yes.
There's only 24 hours in a day.
Right.
And you talking about I gotta love you and
you,
God. Dog.
exactly.
You can't do it.
Right. That's a hard do.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know how anybody can actually say, because I seen a video. That's what sparked this all off. I wish I was able to download it, but I seen a video to where these women were saying they are in love with two men at one time, and I'm like, there's no way. And they were trying to explain it to me, and they couldn't make it make sense. I was like, make it make sense, ladies. They were just going on and rambling on about some shit that really wasn't adding up. And I'm like, really? So again, I don't believe that you can invest your heart and soul into one person and then try to divide it into two people. That shit ain't gonna work. I don't know. I don't know. What'd you say, Ryan? Okay, it will become someone is giving you something the other one is. Well, yeah, but love, but like you said, but there's no way you can. I mean, you might be able to love somebody, but be in love with two people. There's no way. I can't see it.
I just really feel like it might be a perspective thing. You know what I mean? Because like as more, and I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to be in a space where it might be somebody that's thinking they is.
Right.
Trying to figure out how to make that make sense.
Right.
But it ain't about to be me because I'm thinking about like it might be a situation where this woman in love with the money that this dude giving her, but he ugly as fuck.
Right. But see,
And-
that's go ahead.
And then she in love with the dangling this nigga.
Dickmatized, hell,
You know, so she in love with two different people for two different reasons.
But is that really love, though? I mean, because again, when you are truly in love with a person. Now, again, love and in love are two different definitions of that word. You know what I'm saying? People throw that love word around freely. Yeah, I love you. Yeah, but to truly say, I'm in love with you?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that ain't, Because again, that means you're giving your mind, body, and soul to that one person. You're focused on that one person. Your emotions and feelings are all about that one person.
Right.
So to try to divide it, no. Just like when people say, yeah, I cheated on my spouse, but I still in love with them. How? How the fuck you cheat on the motherfucker and you love them? Or in love? No, you don't do that.
Right.
You tell the motherfuckers that you want to get divorced.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be honest with a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But again, how can you be in love with two people at one time? Make it make sense to a nigga like me. I don't know. Y'all chime in the comment section. This is the Hell Yeah We Want to Know podcast.
All
right. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
What's Rhonda say? It will be someone. It will be because someone is giving you something the other one isn't.
Ron, is that love though? I mean, you could be infatuated with that, or you might like that person is doing that extra shit for you, but are you really in love with that person? Again, I don't know how two people can, how one person can be in love with two people. Y'all make it make sense to me. I don't know. Y'all chime in the comment section and subscribe on YouTube or follow on Facebook. This is the Hell Yeah We Want to Know podcast. Tap in with Stefan, comedian, barber, storyteller, podcaster. Tap in. Hell yeah. Y'all drop some comments in the comment section. Like I say, Rhonda, I feel you, but I can't believe that one person can actually be in love
with two people. It just takes so much time to me.
Man,
that takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And how do you say you fully in like love with two people? Like only a polygamist can answer that to me.
Yeah, I wish. Yeah, any people in the poly sector in this motherfucker in the chat section right now?
Because like it's like it's monogamy and what's the other one?
Shit, poly.
Yeah,
poly.
So you can't be in love with two people and be monogamous.
Right, definitely right, exactly.
So
Right,
it can't exist. It can't.
and even with Polly, I still can't believe that
They
your heart-
loving them fully, both of them fully.
Exactly. Like I said, you can love one person, but to truly be in love with you, I think if you're in love with a motherfucker, you probably would take a bullet for a motherfucker. If you're really in love with a motherfucker, you probably take a bullet for a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Would you do this? Yeah. I mean, Rhonda, you've been married a nice amount of years, and I'm assuming you're in love with your husband. So I'm asking you, would you, since you're in love with your husband, would you take a bullet for that man?
We wait for that one.
I'm
I'm thinking about the poly dude now, like ranking his women, like
right.
who got shot? Oh,
I'm straight. I'm straight.
It wasn't Lisa, was it?
Right.
Whoa, God damn! If it was Lisa, I'd have been on my way home. But I'm trying to pick up another one now.
Right. Exactly.
She on her way to the hospital. Okay,
Oh,
clean her room up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's how it goes, but
Hey, it's got to be, because again, to be in love with two people at one time I can't believe that's happening. I cannot believe. Please drop the comment in the comment section. She's like, in the arm. Oh, you get shot in the arm, Rhonda. Okay, well, you still taking a bullet for that man.
like,
So,
don't shoot him.
exactly.
Shoot me, but
But
graze me right here. Nowhere. Wait, what kind of gun is that? Because if you, no, I don't.
Right.
Ricochet me, because that's too much.
Right. So,
But
and
yeah, that's a hard pill. Two girls, and he's shooting them. You
man,
gonna put the lower one in front, like
man.
ah.
That's what I'm saying. You might love that. You might love that person, but again, I don't think, Rhonda, if you just love a person, if you just loved your husband and just loved him, you wasn't in love with him, I don't think you're gonna take that bullet for his cool ass. I don't really believe, because again, it takes a lot to be. It takes your heart, mind, body, and soul.
She said the left one. I'm right-handed. Wow.
Right, see what I'm saying? Right, it's stipulations how you gonna get shot off the rip.
Shoot me. Hold on, wait. This one. Okay, don't you better not shoot.
Right.
Just shoot him.
Right. So if y'all can really make it make sense, okay, what'd you say, Angela? Angela. No, right, exactly. No such thing, exactly. No, it can't. Right, and it won't be. There's no way. I can't see it. Right.
I know her.
Right. What up, though, Miss Angela? Hey,
I'm so starstruck right now. But yeah, I get that though. No, can't and won't happen.
It can't. It
No,
can't.
for real, seriously.
I don't believe, and you know what I'm saying, I don't believe it can really happen, because I think that if you give your mind, body, and soul to one individual, how can you do it and turn around and give it to the next person at the same exact time? It just don't make it make sense. I mean, I know our hearts are big and we love a lot of people, but to be in love, quote unquote, in love with that person, fuck no, hell no. There's no way. I don't know. Like I say, I agree with Angela. You know, Rhonda is on the same page. Like, hell no, she'll take a bullet for that motherfucker. But right, no, okay. What you say? He wouldn't let me take a bullet because he loves me so much. Oh, that's so sweet. Shit. Well, I don't know your husband like that, so I can't say he wouldn't allow you to take one. But shit, if he had no choice, you would have to take that bullet for him, right? But you're in love with him, so you're gonna take it in your left hand, not your right hand, because you're right-handed.
Right. So would it be one of them things like, baby, look out?
Right, it's possibly gonna build that shit. Diamond, let's talk about the race.
She said, what? What she said? Didn't you hear it? What you
No, I ain't
Oh.
That's cross street.
Oh,
what up,
my
neighbors?
God.
Shout out to my neighbors across the street. Miss Diamond.
It's crazy. I caught an episode, which
Right.
is amazing.
We'll tap into that in a few minutes. But Miss Diamond, let me ask you a question, because that's the question on the first question on deck.
That's
Do
crazy.
you believe, right, exactly. Do you believe that you can be one person can be in love with two people at one time? Again, I say hell no. She don't make it, say it can't make no sense to me. I don't think that your heart can really. That's what's up. That's what's
thank
up.
you.
That's what's up. Hell yeah. See, hell yeah. You can get emotional. I ain't mad at you.
Blushing a little bit. Let me
Right. Oh, okay. Right. She got you like that and shit. Hell
I
yeah.
got a crush on that one.
Right. That's what's up. Angela, make sure you subscribe to the channel on YouTube and follow on Facebook. It's called the Hell Yeah We Want to Know Podcast. Hell yeah. Did you see my shirt? No, they call us Slay. Oh yeah, like I said again, he's an asshole for that. You know, so we'll address that after. You know, what I'm saying, we get through these podcast questions.
Bro, look
shit.
what she said, bro.
I
Can
know,
I
girl.
give anything a kidney instead of getting shot?
Wait a minute, what?
She trying to renegotiate getting shot.
Wait a minute, no. You in love with this man, so why should you have to negotiate when you get shot at? If you'll take that bullet for him, but I'm saying you're not gonna take a bullet for a person that you're just in love with. That's all I'm saying. That's the whole conversation. Is just she said, I'm assuming that said
I love a girl in a
and a boy.
And.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question.
wow. But
Are you in love
Wow.
with that boy and that? You know what I'm saying? Because that's one thing to love a person. We all got love for many peoples, but when it comes down to, are you truly in love? Would you take a bullet for those two people?
Either one of them.
Hell no. You're right. If you're really in love with, and again, and you need to probably jump on camera and talk that shit, because if you saying that you can be in love with two people, I really need to know. Maybe I'm about to drop the link in the comment section. Anybody want to jump on camera and talk that shit? This is the Hell Yeah We Want to Know podcast. But I want to know, can you really be in love with two people at one time? I don't think so. The panels, hell no, hell yeah.
You can.
Hell no. But I got Miss Diamond.
You can try.
I mean, yeah. But be in love? Yeah, love real bad.
Y'all shed a laugh. Shed a laugh.
Oh, see, you probably need to come in this comment section. Come talk your shit in this comment section. I'm about to drop this link, Miss Diamond.
I love my who? She love her what?
Hold on 1 second. See? Okay, yeah, I feel you on that, but again, okay, but when you take a bullet for that man and that woman that you say you're in love with, that you're in love with. And I ain't saying that you love, I'm saying in love with.
Right, because you could be probably, this is some layered stuff now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you could be in love with somebody and then maybe still have a girl that you love.
Somebody that you love, exactly. But you're not in love with that other woman. You just might love her, you know what I'm saying, for whatever she might bring or whatever. But basically, you can't be in love with her. I don't see
and
that.
that gun really tell you whether you are or not. They're like, run.
All right, we're about to jump to the same question on that. Y'all, I appreciate the comments in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I don't believe that one person can be in love with two people. I mean, if y'all can make it really make sense, you know what I'm saying? Why don't y'all jump on camera?
Can't nobody make that make sense.
To be in love, like I said, that takes a lot of work. And to be in love, and that means you're sharing that love with somebody else. So again, do those two people know each other? And now if y'all in a poly relationship, that might make a little bit more sense. But to be just like say you're in one relationship with one person and you're in love with somebody else, I don't think so. Somebody's lacking that love because you ain't got. I don't think we all got that much love to give.
And I feel like
to be in love
in this conversation, one has to clarify what this looks like, because the classification of monogamy and polygamy has to be addressed. You know, I mean, because you got to understand, like, if this person, because that's the only way you can kind of get any type of way to say that you in love with two people. You have to be saying that you're a polygamist. You know, because I'm saying, let's say hypothetically, the guy who's coming on here with all the clarity about he lived in a house with two women.
Right.
He loved, and giving all of this justification.
Right.
But him saying he ain't a polygamist. I love two women. Like, okay.
Right.
You're a polygamist though. That's cool. No, I ain't. So I think that's the only way to kind of, because you cannot love two people.
Right, in love, but again, it's not about in love.
You can't be in love,
and that's the big factor of it. You can love a bunch of people at one time. Hell yeah, we all do. You know what I'm saying? We love our kids, parents, et cetera, et cetera. But be in love Man, hell no, that takes too much of your heart and your soul to pour into a person. So I can't see it happening. But we about to jump to the second question on deck. You know what I'm saying? Second question on deck, my people. I appreciate y'all tapping into the Hell Yeah We Want to Know podcast. We do have a special guest on deck, comedian Stephon Terrell in the motherfucking building. Like, hell yeah, what up, dope?
This is where I come up with jokes too, like just off the whim, like just be talking.
Flat out. Right.
It's funny. I'm like, damn, I might say that shit again.
Right. That's a comedian like shit, right? That's what's up. All right, second question on deck, my people. When dating, how long should you wait to have sex? Once again, when dating, how long should you wait to have sex?
And I want to fuck.
Well, nigga like me, off the rip, I'm gonna say honestly, if you're dating a person, fuck waiting. Shit, within a week time, y'all should be fucking. Niggas like me, I'm trying to dump dick, you know what I'm saying, by 1 week time. Especially if we dating, because again, I'm trying to know you personally. If you trying to know me, I'm not trying to wait 3 or 4 months, a week. Fuck all that. Man, sex is a part of life. As men and women, grown folks, we're supposed to have sex, correct? Correct. So again, I don't think you should be waiting no 3 or 4 months to be, or 2 or 3 months to be having sex when you date the motherfucker. For real. I don't know what you think, bro.
Well, I feel like, you know, because I'm in a place where I'm learning sexual discipline, and I'm, you know, abstaining. I'm not having, you know, sex right now because I'm learning how to not allow my sexual thought process to be in control of me in the place where I'm in right now.
Right. But
So,
I'm saying if you
dating, so
Right.
and because of that discipline,
Mhm.
and because I'm prepared for one specific woman, I don't even entertain like even dating no other women.
Okay, so how long would you say?
If I get to date, you know, if I'm dating a woman, from what I believe, our energy gonna be so right. It might just happen right then and there.
Right, same day, hell yeah.
Because we gonna be aligned and came through this whole life journey to have that explosive energy.
Right.
But at the same time, how I'm thinking, what I envision is it's gonna happen when the time is right.
Right.
It ain't really no date on it.
Right.
For me.
Okay,
You know,
I respect that. I respect that.
It's like if it's us and I'm just believing it has to be the one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's gonna happen naturally to me. It ain't
Okay, I respect that.
I can't say it.
I respect and understand that, but see, this is how it goes with me, because if I'm out here dating someone, I'm trying to get to, that means I struck an interest with this person, and I'm trying to vibe with this person. So again, I'm not gonna wait no 3 or 4 months. Fuck all that.
Right.
Because if the pussy trash or the sex is trash, then what? Then I'm like, no, not so much. This is Dear John Lennon for the whole situation. So again, I'm not gonna waste my time, money, resources, and everything else to be sitting up here dating a motherfucker, because that means I'm going out with this person, I'm spending extra time with this person, you know what I'm saying? So again, I want to know if we sexually connected, so because that's part of, because the next step would be a relationship. If I'm dating for a purpose.
Right, for sure.
So again, if I'm dating for a purpose, that means I'm out here, I need to be dumping my dick, seeing what the
Dumping my dick, that's hilarious.
Seeing what the wet is like. I need to know that personally off the rip. I ain't saying it gotta be the same day. I mean, I don't have a problem with jump off the same day. If the chemistry is like that, it is what it is. But I don't think it should be of course there's no time limit, because again, dating is but again, I don't figure that I should be waiting a long period of time to wait and see if the pussy is trash or not, or for her to see if my dick is trash or not. Make it make sense to me. I mean, as a man, what you say, Angela? Okay, Ron say, I don't think there's a time. If the chemistry is there, go for it. But if the conversation is about protection and okay, right, I respect that, Ron. Real talk, hell yeah, real talk. Angela says, when it feels right, both parties, you truly know. Okay, you're truly into that person. There is no real rush. Right, exactly. You honestly
What
correct.
she said,
you know what I'm saying?
Said,
I cannot disagree with that. But again, do you really want to waste your time, especially when you in the dating process? Because again, we can't get this time back, y'all. We again, We can't get this time back. So are we gonna waste our time, resources, energy as a man? Dating is some. I think dating is trash. Honestly, I don't really date like that because I know that cause.
I was gonna say something about that.
Yeah, but that's the third question. So we're gonna talk about that.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're gonna do. We're gonna.
But yeah, that boy.
Oh, you
Hey,
man,
you a bad man.
hell yeah.
You a
But yeah,
bad man.
but I feel you, Angela, for real. You know what I'm saying?
Take time to get to know each other first.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's true. But I mean, when you get time to know that person, don't you think? Hell yeah, Ron, you know I'm trying to dump dick. Hell yeah, because I'm not saying I'm trying to dump dick in every single person, but again, if I'm trying to get to know that person, shit, I want to know if that chemistry, that sexual chemistry is there. Because say everything else is all good, and then we finally wait 3 or 4 months to finally have sex, and that shit is trash on both parties. We can't get that time back. Now somebody feels some type of way because I wasted my time with this whole ass nigga. His dick can't stay hard, or blah 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 blah, or her pussy wouldn't get wet, wouldn't cream, wouldn't do what it's supposed to do for me. So
Right, you like,
and then you gotta start all over again. We could have found that out 2 weeks into the process of dating. Like, hey, if that sexual chemistry is there, and then as we still in that process of getting to know each other, it should be all good. But again, that's just my theory as a motherfucking man. And Stefan has another theory about it, and I ain't mad at it. Again, I'm not mad at it because again, some people go about their dating processes and their processes in life differently, so it's all good.
so one thing, I know we're gonna jump to the other question, but a homeboy, one of my clients, I'm cutting his hair, and he was talking about dating.
Right.
He's like, man, this is perfect scenario. And he like, man, I've been dating this chick for a month, man. She ain't,
Right.
Oh, man, I done did this, I done did that, date. Man, I'm done. I ain't trying no more, man. She ain't giving me nothing. And I'm like, are you setting up the dates? Is, I mean, because most of the time it's the dude trying to.
Right, exactly.
He's like, no, man, I just asked, wherever she want to go, I just be taking her and stuff like that. And then she just have.
Go ahead.
She just had me drop her off, and then that's it, man. I'm tired, and she
get fucked by another nigga.
And he like, she calling me dates. And we ain't doing that. I'm like, no, y'all going out on dates.
Yeah.
Y'all getting to know each other. That's what she telling you.
Right, and she
like,
fucking
man,
another nigga.
Enough. He's like, I know enough.
Yeah, she fucking another nigga, homeboy, for real. She trust me. If she going on dates with you spending your time, resources, effort, and money with this woman, and she just you just dropping her ass off at the crib, nigga, she calling that nigga to dump. For real. To dump some dick. For real. Man, I'm trying to tell you, trust me. I've been with plenty of women that said, hey, I done been on a date with other niggas, yeah, and they came in, brought their ass right on over here, and she got, hell yeah.
Dumb.
That's how it goes down.
Got dumped down.
They want that person, they want that man for that attention of going out on dates, he want to spend money, okay, cool. But when you want to get, after that date, you done got wine and dine, a woman, normally,
Wow.
yeah, they out here like that.
But I was kind of telling them that, so I know we moving on.
Yeah.
I just was telling them, I said, well, all those dates cost. You set them dates, it's gonna cost every time. I said, quit setting them dates. I said, well, I'm saving that for a specific time. But we gonna talk about that. But I was telling you wasting your money.
Exactly.
She ain't twisting your arm telling you doing that.
Right.
I said, you doing it for the right reason. You just gonna enjoy the time with her. You ain't gonna. You ain't gotta look at it like that.
Right. We're around the same. Right. When you are a certain age, you don't want to get all hot and bothered, and he has a little pecker. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. And he's trying to exactly. Make it make sense. That's what I'm saying. Ain't no reason to waste time, dealing with somebody 3 or 4 months and not exploring. Because that next step, because again, you're not going to get into a relationship with that person. If you're dating with a purpose, after that sex is bad, you're not going to get into a relationship with that motherfucker. So it's going to be like, what's the point? So you might as well go ahead and let that man, dump his dick and see what the wet like, and vice versa. And if the WAP is good, You know what I'm saying? Y'all move on, and the dick is good. Y'all move on to the next step. Because again, as y'all getting to know each other, he's still doing the same thing. Y'all just incorporated sex. Because again, that's a part of life. Sex is a part of life,
Right.
correct?
True.
That's how we all
That's
got
how
to
we
this
got here.
motherfucker. So let's not act brand new. Let's not put cobwebs, let them collect cobwebs and shit like that on our y'all went with. I ain't gonna no, I ain't gonna yet. I'm dumping dick. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. I'm in the prime of my life. I ain't going out like that. No. But anyway, like I said, I appreciate the conversation. Women, no, she's like, no, man. There's a mature way to look at it. I would never give on a person. Okay, well, you're a good one. You know what, Miss Hood, you're a good one, for real, because a lot of women, again.
That's why I got a crush on her, man.
Exactly, and he got a crush on you. People technique.
No.
See, and I respect that to the fullest.
Say.
I respect that to the fullest. But if you ask 90% of your friends, would they agree with you on that statement? Hell no. Because they not. If a nigga sex is whack, they're gonna find somebody else to, you know what I'm saying, cure that hookup for that sex. For real. Because if you were in a relationship with a woman and she's not really giving you sexually what you need, you done told her what you know what I'm saying, to try to help it, and it's still not going on, what you gonna do? You gonna just still live with that motherfucker? Or you gonna leave?
Well, yeah, for me, it gotta be conversations. It gotta be
right, of course, the conversations must be had, right.
You know, when I leave, I can't see myself leaving.
I mean, but
as long as you ain't going nowhere else,
but
I'm not gonna cheat.
So again, you gonna have to tell it, because again, if she's not satisfying you sexually, and sex is a major part of life.
For sure.
So if you're not getting that, you're gonna find a way to be satisfied.
Okay,
one way or another.
so that's why.
That's when people jump into poly, by the way.
So, but that's why in this moment of my life, I'm happy where I am,
right?
Because I'm learning about sexual discipline and not being like
that's the only thing that's
having it to like dictate the level of who I am, even with my companion. You know what I mean? Because it might be a time when I come in the house, dump, dick ready,
right?
Dump, and she just ain't with it.
Right.
So that don't mean I'm about to go out and dump dick on.
Right.
You know, so you know, but now if it's a consecutive thing, okay, hold on, baby. This is the third dump dick session I've been trying to dump down. I done pulled the trash truck up 3 times.
Right.
I can't dump the trash, and I'm
right.
So you know, but let's have this conversation, right? But it still ain't a matter of, you know, but again, the preparation I got now is for those moments where I could feel maybe a impulse, I'm about to go fuck something up, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's why I'm getting that discipline now, because it may come those moments,
right,
where,
well, again, right, well, yeah,
same with it, so
right, well, again, I don't
at that moment,
I don't talk about it like that. I'm talking about as far as the big picture. If you're dating someone,
okay,
and again, if that person, if y'all don't haven't sexually explored each other, and then y'all wait a long period of time and you're not satisfied, what are you gonna do? You're gonna continuously, because again, if she, as many conversations that you might want to have with this motherfucker, if she can't sexually pleasure you, you gonna stay with her? Because again, eventually somebody is not gonna be happy in the long term. Because don't forget, y'all still dating in the dating process. Now you got to jump to a relationship with it, and you still not sexually happy. What man? Why would you even move forward? That's just like if you peep red flags from a woman or a man. Why move forward in a relationship if you peep red flags? You setting yourself up for failure. If you see this motherfucker lying all the fucking time, why you gonna continuously date this motherfucker?
Okay, so this is what I would say in regards to that. When it comes to the two companions, and they are trying to create what we call sexual chemistry.
Create it? They should automatically.
I mean,
because again, when you first kiss a motherfucker, you should really know that's
right.
Spark
Okay,
off.
all right, that part. I mean, okay, after the spark.
Okay, right.
Well, I think I might, you know,
right.
Boom, the initial attraction.
Right.
And then let's say we try to get in the mood this way, and okay, that ain't. And then next night we try to jump off that way, and then it ain't. you know, the beauty of the relationship that you're in with that person is the exploration. Like, let's exhaust every way possible to figure out this algorithm for both of us to be at this intense level of,
Okay.
and as long as both of us is committing to try, like let's say me and her laying down, whoop, and she do this little thing, and it get me right where I need to go right there.
Right.
But when we're in the bed, she don't do that little thing, but she expecting for me to be where I'm at. But you ain't do the thing that you do.
Right.
If you do that thing, I'll be right where you at. Because when you do that, I'll be
Right.
you know. So it's about that communication.
Exactly.
It's about that patience. It's about saying, okay, well, let's figure it out.
Right. Exactly. I feel you.
Do I need to ball and
right? Exactly. And we had that conversation basically about why women fake orgasms. You know what I'm saying? Our Whitney versus Mars. We had because the women were saying, well, anyway. But Ms. Angela says, imagine giving up on a great person just because. Right. And I feel you. I'm not trying to base it on sex alone. But again, sex is a major part. Watch your arm for a second. Sex is a major part of a relationship and a dating process. Because again, a lot of women, if they're not sexually, you are a good one for real,
man.
Because I got women that will come on my panel. You maybe need to come on my panel once a month, and when we had a Venus versus Mars conversation, because a lot of these women are not thinking like you're thinking. They are saying that if the sex is bad, because again, I've talked to different women, they say that if the sex is bad, why even indulge in anything else? Because again, they're going to be unsatisfied. The toys ain't going to help with so much. They're going to move on because you might, and you're absolutely right. You might be giving up on a great person, but in this day and age, between the ages of 25 and 40, women ain't thinking about it like that. They're like, okay, well, shit. Again, it's up. And just like men, we're starting to think about it the same way. Why waste our time, money, resources, effort on dating a motherfucker if we not? Because again, I go on a date to make sure, because date actually means, I don't know if y'all really know what the word date means.
Okay.
Dick at the end. Honestly, the word date means dick at the end. The second meaning in the word in the dictionary has romantic interest. What does romantic interest mean? Fucking. That's what it means. So date, dick at the end. That's so again, when I take a woman out on a date, I plan on dumping dick at the end. So again, I mean, hell, I don't want to dump like a mate, like your homeboy. He dumping your old girl off.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to tell you, yeah, she about to get dick at the end. Maybe not from that nigga, but she about to get dick at the end because she knows the word date means. Sometimes sex is better. What you say?
Sometimes sex gets better with time. You have to learn people and create chemistry. I like her.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
I want to hug you. This is
Give her a hug. All right. Well, I appreciate the conversation. Like I said, again, I think honestly, and there's no time limit, but I think honestly, it got to be before with me. Before shit, 3 weeks, we need to be fucking. If we're dating and we're dating exclusively, it's got to be 3 weeks or less. Honestly, hell, I'm gonna get disinterested because again, I want to know what the pussy's like. I'm a grown ass man. I'm not trying to hold you up, shit. I'm not trying to cuddle up in the goddamn bed with my fucking self. Hell no, shit. So again, but I appreciate the comments in the comment section. We're about to jump to the last question on deck. You know what I'm saying? We counted, we was about to veer to it earlier. But basically, if you're a single person, should there be an issue with dating a variety pack of people at one time? Once again, if you are a single person and you're dating, should there be a problem with dating a variety pack, which is more than one person at one time?
I think we need to move Lonzo.
That ain't no problem.
Huh?
That ain't no problem.
Well, honestly,
Give me what I need, baby.
honestly, unless you're dating for a purpose or a reason, hell no, it shouldn't be no goddamn problem. Because again, I feel like this: if you gonna spend time, money, resources, effort as a man to go date a woman, you probably want to date exclusively and date for a purpose to jump to a relationship. Now, if you just date to kick it and chop it up, oh yeah, you can have this person for this reason to go out with. You can have this person to lay up with. You can have this person to spend time with, whatever. It's no problem. I don't think it's a problem. As a single person, you should be able to do the fuck you want to do out here. But also, if you dating for a purpose, you really should only be dating one person at a time to really focus that effort and energy on that one person. That's my belief. What you think?
Well, I feel like me right now, I'm saving the date and the dating for one person.
Flat.
So I don't even want to share no energy. I don't want to go out. I don't want to do none of that if you're not the person. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm saving money, time, and everything. But, you know,
Okay, for a purpose.
you know, so it's specific for one person. You know, and
Exactly.
it's just saving me. It's just saving me from, and because in my mind, I just believe that there's only one woman out there that's alive right now, waiting to align with me, and we're gonna be dating.
Right.
All the dates is gonna be set.
Right.
So I ain't looking at nothing else in the way of it being
Right.
the one. So let's go out on a date.
Right.
You're not the
Right. I'm not asking you on a date if I'm not.
you're not the hunt.
Exactly.
You're
I'm
gorgeous and all that, but you're not.
Right.
I'm prepared for so I take that discipline. That's
Right. So, but as a single person, would you feel that you know what I'm saying? Do you feel that it's a problem with people dating other people at one time?
It can be because people's perception of dating. You know, let's say you get on that one date, 3 days later you pop her off,
Right.
and then you meet another chick. Y'all dating, but the chick you popped off, you dumped her down so good. Her perception is, oh, we together now. I saw this one little meme. She's like, so you think you just gonna do me like that, and that's
right,
it?
Right.
And she y'all together,
Exactly.
and she don't get it. But now now you dating somebody else. But in your mind, I just dumped it.
Right.
I'm on the trash route.
Right.
I
Exactly.
dumped you, about to dump you.
Right.
I ain't, so it
again,
can be.
Right. Well, again, if men and women have these grown folks conversations, well, that's what I try to have on my podcast.
For sure.
You know, grown folks conversation between men and women, dialogue between men and women, so we can have these conversations. So again, it's all about communication. If you communicate off the rip, like I say, I tell a woman off the rip, I'm dating for a purpose. And if I'm dating for a purpose, that means I only need one individual in my world at one time. So I'm not trying to date Sally, Danielle, Keisha. No, I'm trying to focus in on one individual. If that doesn't work, okay, I'll move on to the next. But again, I'm trying to focus on one individual. I'm dating for a purpose. But if you are single, you can do what the fuck you want to do. Because men and women gonna do what the fuck they want to do regardless. But please have that open communication with that person that you might be dating. Be like, okay, I'm dating for this reason. I'm out here just looking for a friend. I'm just looking for somebody to kick it with. I'm just looking for somebody to hang out with, smoke with, drink with, chop it up. And then if the sex come along with it, so be it. At least establish what the fuck you looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like Ron said, it is dangerous out here. Like you said, it's dangerous motherfuckers men will fuck women up out here because they think women are on some bullshit. They ain't other niggas, and they'll fuck around and kill. It's over the internet every single day. So that's why I say I date for a purpose. So again, a woman is not gonna be confused about what the fuck I'm looking for, what page I'm on. She's never gonna be confused.
And then I will tell you another thing that I think about too. If I'm dating, boom, I'm dating her, dating, which is cool because that's what it is. I mean, it don't have to be classified as we dating, we go together, we about to get married.
Exclusively dating, right?
Because there's so many layers to what people consider dating.
Yeah.
But for the one that hypothetical, you date maybe 3 different chicks, and then you start liking one, and then you didn't dump them two, dump them, but then you find out that one know that one, and that's her best friend. So that's why in my mind, like, if it translated into sex,
right,
it could be detrimental to finding the one. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if that is a person's process to find the one by having to literally go out on dates, that's the process. But for me, I'm just like, I know. I just know who she is. And I know her when I see her. And it's just discipline though, because this ain't no regular nigga chick. Niggas be ready to just dump.
Hell yeah, constantly on a regular basis. That's what our dicks are made for. For real. That is a dump dick and produce babies. What the fuck? and the piss off the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's what the motherfuckers are made for. So again, men, if y'all ladies don't know that dating, if you're single and you're dating someone, again, I have no problem with you dating 4 or 5 different men, because having 4 or 5 different men in your world, that's on you. If you want to be that, you know, getting semen samples dumped in you by 3 or 4 different men, that's on you. I'm not mad at you, but I'm dating for a purpose. So you know, if I ask you on a date, oh, that means I already know your ass. I done got to know you, or I feel comfortable with taking you on a date because I'm spending my money, my time, my resources, and my effort for really, because I'm already knowing you. Basically, if I take you out on a date, if I say, hey, let's go on a date, that means I already know you. I'm not just gonna randomly see you on the street and say, hey, girl, let me take you out on a date. Mm-hmm. Hell no, you crazy? Mm-hmm. I don't do that. That's a waste. Man, are you stupid? Nigga, if you do that to every single woman you meet on the street, nigga, how much money you gonna come out of? Yeah. Man, stop it. And 9 out of 10, nigga, them women ain't even thinking about your ass after you done took them out. Yeah. Where they do that at? Not here. Not hell no. But anyway, I appreciate y'all tapping in and shit. You know what I'm saying? We about to jump online. We 20 minutes extra over the limit, but it's all good. We had a ball doing our thing, you know what I'm saying, with the comedian Stefan, you know what I'm saying, Terrell on deck with us and shit. You know what I'm saying? Tell everybody where they can find you at, you know what I'm saying, with all your social medias, all that good shit, you know what I'm saying? Okay. The upcoming events, you know what I'm saying? Talk about that a little bit.
Okay, upcoming events. So with Consolidated Consulting, I do Gameful Experience, which is my announcing, commentating, and hosting. Okay. So tomorrow, hopefully, tentatively, Rams, Chiefs. I ain't got the confirmation yet on whether I'm announcing or not, but I definitely want to. So hopefully I'll be tomorrow at River Rouge High School announcing that benefit game. Okay. And then I got a couple birthday parties I'm doing. The birthday party hosting just popped off. I got 3 coming up.
Oh, flat out.
Then I got a comedy. It's a paint with a twist, but they got comedians doing the paint with a twist. Doing it, you know. So right. A couple events, I'm gonna be posting it on my social media. It's my regular name, so you can just Google my regular name, Stefan Terrell, and it'll come up. A lot of times you can Google it, and even though it's Stefan Terrell TV on Instagram, it just somehow when you Google it, it links it to it. So,
okay. So they can find you like that on Instagram.
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Stefan Terrell.
Yeah. Definitely. Like I said, make sure y'all follow him, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Tap into any upcoming events he got going on. He doing his thing out here, making noise and shit. You know what I'm saying? His social media is jumping shit. TikTok's be funny as hell and shit. As y'all seen that video earlier, he is doing this thing and shit. Oh, by the way, this is the name of his company. Hold on, y'all tap in with this. His brand. My bad. My apologies. Is this the one? No.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Make sure y'all tap in.
Room. I'm about to have that might be my t-shirts too, but that room, that's something I do when I be announcing when the kids be running. Okay. I used to make it sound like a car. Like,
right. People be loving that. That's what's up. Make sure y'all tap in with him. Shit, doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? I definitely do appreciate you coming in. You know what I'm saying? The building tapping in with me. Shit, great show. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel the vibe. You know how we do. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's all love and appreciative all day long. You know what I'm saying? And the people that was in the chat, we do appreciate y'all tapping in with us. You know what I'm saying? People that was watching, which is watching, chiming in. We do appreciate y'all. Oh, by the way, I don't know if Diamond is still on here and about our races. Like I said, I can say I heard
crazy.
The shit go on every
I've seen this shit for myself.
Right, every day over in our city. I ain't gonna call out the city, but we're on the east side of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? But it's a small little town within the east side of Detroit that we live in, and we have a neighbor that you know what I'm saying, gets into it with our upstairs neighbors across the street rather. And it's just interesting how the dynamic goes as far as race concerned, as far as, you know, blacks and other nationalities. Like I said, I don't know what it is, but I don't have no problem. I've been over here almost 10 years. I have no problem with my man whatsoever. But shit, everybody in that house that's ever lived in that house has had problems with the nigga next door. Wow. Bullshit you not. I bullshit you not. Every single person who's lived in that house has had problems with that next door neighbor. Because he's been here about, if I've been here almost 10 years, he's been here almost 8 years. You know what I'm saying? So he's right behind me. So I don't know what that is, but I tell y'all ladies, don't even stress that shit. Fuck that motherfucker. He gonna call y'all out y'all damn. Call him. He can't even speak English. So I mean, what the fuck? Barely, brother. You know what I mean? He listened to Tupac. He listened to Biggie and shit. So again, that's why she said he called them slaves. Right. Early. I don't know what that was about, but again, ladies, do not take this shit personally. Fuck that motherfucker. Smoke y'all some weed. Talk y'all shit, but just don't let it get, because y'all gotta live next door to each other, regardless of the fact. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, once, you know, he's not gonna move because he owns that motherfucker, just like I do. He ain't going nowhere. So y'all, you know what I'm saying? So again, y'all do what y'all need to do is just kind of, you know, just squash that and just ignore the motherfucker best y'all can. If he call y'all out your name, y'all retaliate just like y'all been doing. Make the shit funny. Make it go viral. Fuck it. Hey, you know what? That's what we're gonna start doing. Make that shit go viral. Fuck that shit. Bring y'all cameras out. The next time a nigga do that shit, if he I'll call y'all out y'all name or whatever that shit might be, start recording. Boom. Post that shit on, I ain't gonna even say what city we in, but post that shit on that site, you know what I'm saying? And post it up. Fuck it shit. I mean, fuck it. Expose his ass, and then maybe you have to move. So again, ladies, but I say, don't waste y'all energy. You know what I'm saying? His energy ain't even on y'all level, so why even waste y'all time with it? You know what I'm saying? But again, I do appreciate everybody tapping in to the Hell Yeah We Want to Know podcast. And I am boy SLK, single letter K. And I will say, I do appreciate again y'all tapping in. This is Stefan. You know what I'm saying? Terrell, make sure again y'all follow him. You know what I'm saying? You do y'all thing. I like to say, this is your boy SLK, single letter K. Y'all like my dances. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, try to break them up and, you know, all type of dances.
I see you got, okay.
You know, I just do be doing my thing. You know,
I'm learning.
Music makes me high. So, you know, besides Mary Jane, music makes me high. So, again, I love, you know what I'm saying, music, it makes me vibe. So, you know what I'm saying, but y'all definitely tap in, subscribe, follow, you know what I'm saying, all that good shit, and we out.
This is that motherfucking podcast that asks men and women grown folks questions most are afraid to motherfucking ask. Hell yeah, it's going down in this bitch. What up, though? East side? Hell yeah. West side? Stand up. Hell yeah. Going down. Hell yeah. We wanna know podcast. Hell yeah. Wanna know. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We wanna know podcast. Hell yeah. The hottest new podcast. Well, hell yeah. Asking questions that nobody asks. Hell yeah. Asking questions that the streets wanna know. Hell yeah.